Here's a great business idea. You let people write horror stories about a local business on your website and then charge the business a few grand to take the post down. Imagine how much money you can make. There's a website called ripoffreport.com that allows customers to write bad reviews about local businesses and their scammy business practices.
Segment tonight, the worst websites in America.
While there is plenty of benefit that comes from websites like Ripoff Report, today we're going to focus on what can go wrong.
My first one is ripoffreport.com. Now, this is bad because while consumers can go on and talk about companies that they've had a bad experience with, that have ripped them off.
To date, this website has had nearly 2.7 million reports filed. If you thought fake gurus were bad, they're apparently just a fraction of the bad business industry.
The problem is companies can't respond even if the claims are false.
How unfair is that? Having your business slandered on a popular website with no ability to defend yourself?
Without paying between $5,000 and $100,000 to actually respond.
She said, what? Paying money to respond to a complaint? That doesn't sound legal to me. How to fix. If your business is willing to make a commitment to customer satisfaction, click here now. Next to every article, you'll see mention of this. Click here if you want to have this post removed. Wink, wink. In the main navigation panel, they even provide a place for you to repair your reputation the right way, the Corporate Advocacy Program. Clicking that link takes you to a page where you can select to apply for the CAP program. On the application page, they remind you that if you haven't been blogged yet, someday you will. Better to start today than wait and do damage control tomorrow.
It really takes advantage of some of these companies. Consumers can go on there and really slam some companies, whether it's true or not.
If I wrote a defamatory statement about you or your business on a popular website, should you have to pay to have the ripoff report removed? His site allows anyone to complain anonymously about any firm or person, and no matter what, Magidson says he will not remove the posting. Ed Magidson is the owner of Ripoff Report and makes millions from being the leader of consumer rights, giving a voice to those who don't feel they have one. But he will accept thousands of dollars per case for his corporate advocacy program, in which companies can place content above the offending comments after agreeing to handle customer complaints promptly and making a written commitment to providing superior customer satisfaction regarding their products and services.
And companies, in fact, really can't do much about it. The owner of the website actually pretty much lives in hiding.
While admirable for giving a voice to consumers who sometimes don't have one, there's a very slippery slope with this business model. Consumer champion empowering the little guy against scams and bad service, or eccentric exploiter. It's time we unveil how much money he makes so you can decide if it's a business for the people or a business to get rich. This video is highlighting how important your reputation and security is online. I've mentioned Guardio in the past. It's a top-rated security Chrome extension. Not only is it jam-packed with the most advanced security features like personal data protection, phishing alerts, real-time threat removals, and so much more. Guardio doesn't put out fires either. It actually alerts before anything happens, unlike traditional solutions that only help once you've been harmed. If you own a business, all of your sensitive data, which can include customer data, is so much more exposed than you think, and all it takes is one wrong click to install malware or fall for a phishing scam. Guardio is super easy to set up. Just use my link, guard.io/team/Spencer, to get a 14-day free trial, and your business will be protected in a matter of minutes. You can see how many leaks there were on a domain level, see which member is protected and which isn't. Each team member will enjoy Guardio's browser and identity protection and phishing email protection. It's totally effective, hassle-free, and doesn't invade anyone's privacy. It just keeps all those bad guys at bay. So go now to guard.io/team/Spencer and protect your business today. Back to the video. The site generates several $1 million of revenue a year, the company says. Here's how it makes its money. Criticized firms can pay a flat fee based on the volume of complaints received about them. It can be as low as $5,500, but some firms have paid more than $100,000.
They post the smear. If the company wants the smear off, they got to pony up. It's extortion. They got to pay money.
Is it extortion or forcing companies to make right by their customers? When $100,000 is on the line, people's motives can get a little murky.
We felt that the business model of Eccentric amounted to a scheme to induce economic fear and to profit by selling something that was a valueless sham.
This attorney argued that Ripoff Report's business model was extortion because they weren't doing anything of value but extracting money away from businesses to prevent the negative impact its website had.
In the words of Levitt versus Yelp, really it was a protection racket. They participated actively in soliciting damaging statements.
Ripoff Report pretends to act like a disinterested third party, allowing the small customer to voice their experience and fight back against evil companies.
And then proceeded to profit from those by offering to minimize or negate the harm that the subjects of the reports experienced in search engines.
The Ripoff Report domain was registered in December 1998. Because of the domain age, the number of backlinks, and relevance over such a long period of time, Ripoff Report posts would rank super high in the search engines, which makes it ridiculously harmful if false statements were made about you or your business and the Ripoff Report post showed up first when someone Googled your name. Section 230 immunizes internet service providers such as Google, Facebook, and Yelp from lawsuits based on content published by third parties unless a narrow exception applies. So if a Yelp user publishes a fake or defamatory review about your business, you generally cannot sue Yelp for defamation because the platform is immune under Section 230 of the CDA. We wouldn't have any ability for public discussion if the platforms were at risk of being sued. Their legal teams would be bigger than Ty Lopez's when Ethan and Gila visited his house.
You've got like 10 people like working around.
Meeting. All my lawyers were here today.
Doing here?
All my lawyers were here.
These are lawyers you have just standing around?
Criticized firms pay from $5,500 to more than $100,000 to prove that they have changed their ways in customer service. If the business can prove that the claims in the report are false, Ripoff Report doesn't remove the post but asks for money to take the post down, then that has to be categorized as extortion. Then the site injects a new headline and lengthy text above the original complaint. This is really how I make my money, Magitson says. This video idea came to me because I've had 2 different friends appear on Ripoff Report as obvious hit pieces against them. Once I realized you could post about people personally, then my opinion changed from this is a valid website focused on helping consumers to an extortion racket profiting off people's damaged reputation. I clicked on a random Ripoff Report and this post claims this guy is a manipulative liar and cheater, lists his address and images of him. They legit post his address and link to his YouTube channel. Maybe this dude is a terrible human, but if he isn't, then someone is basically ruining his reputation. Ripoff Report won't take it down under any circumstance unless you pay. For cases where the claims are untrue, that's 100% extortion. This guy is allegedly a homophobe and a meathead who discriminates against gays in Arizona. They even include an address where he can be located. Unfortunately, the law also protects websites like Ripoff Report that refuse to remove illegal content even after receiving notice that certain content posted on their site is false, the original author of the offending content requests its removal, or a court of law declares this report defamatory. My interpretation is that the ethos of Ripoff Report is morally good. Allow customers to speak about their poor experiences with businesses. But when you allow for defamatory personal attacks and won't remove the post once you've been shown proof by the subject that the post is damaging and false, well then you're just proving that it's an extortion racket. In a new program, ripoffreport.com will soon allow firms to pay $89.95 a month to gain 14 days to resolve complaints before a critical review is posted, she says. This is genius! Selling businesses a monthly subscription option in case someone posts a negative review about them would be like the pre-crime unit in Minority Report selling me safety packages before a fake guru I've made a video about shows up at my door. This is Yelp, a company you've probably heard about, or a website you've used before to evaluate whether to eat at restaurant A or restaurant B for Pizza Saturday. Some argue that Yelp is in the same extortion business as Ripoff Report. In 2019, a documentary titled $Billion Bully was released detailing some of the tactics Yelp allegedly used to boost its revenue. Yelp, of course, will deny the alleged practices, but many small businesses believe that Yelp plays the same game of leveraging bad reviews to influence someone into paying for services they offer that just so happen to prevent the damages inflicted upon the customer. Yelp generates between $250 and $300 million every quarter in advertising revenue. There's been a lot of allegations thrown at Yelp by small business owners that they've been called by Yelp sales reps saying that negative reviews will be pushed to the bottom if the business owner signs up for an advertising package. This is essentially the thesis to the $1 Billion Bully documentary. Yelp has never been charged with extortion or whatever the legal outcome would be, but it's easy to see how quickly the business can extort its users, similar to Ripoff Report if it wanted to go that route. I've received numerous emails asking about building out a course review site or a guru review site, which is something I never wanted to do because it needs massive capital oversight. I'm all in favor of a public forum where bad business practices get blasted or fake gurus get clowned on, of course. But humans can also be emotionally motivated and post defamatory false accusations that can lead to crazy damages. For the websites mentioned in this this video, there needs to be a massive committee dedicated to fact-checking and acting as a non-influence mediator to make the system work effectively. Until then, we're all at the mercy of someone posting defamatory false accusations against us and having to pay to have them removed. With that said, my cost to take this video down is $250,000. Thanks for watching.